Hello lovelies, welcome to the channel. So today's layout is based on a Facebook group challenge over at Kitaholic Kits, and this month's challenge was a mixed media challenge but with a bit of a twist. It was to show the mess that you've made doing your layout or your project basically. Now, if you've watched my videos, especially my mixed media videos, you know I'm a very messy, creative person, like next level. Surprisingly though, when I did this layout, I didn't get that messy. I was rather disappointed. But anyway, I still had a lot of fun making this layout. So I have a pile of photos next to me that sit on my desk. I don't think I've printed off any photos for this year yet. These are just all photos that I printed that I want to scrap, and yeah. And this is a picture of Will at soccer from last season. I love the photos of Will playing soccer. He's always just so into it. And yeah, I take some great photos of that kid. Now, because of the bright colours and the high saturation, I really wasn't sure how to scrap this. There was, the blues, the reds. I'm like, what could I possibly do? And then I had an idea the other night. I thought, why don't I keep it very monochromatic in the background and go black and white? And then that way the colours from the photo just really pop. So that's what I did, and I have to admit I really like how it turned out. So I'm using the black soot distress oxide and then just a piece of acrylic, and I've smushed it in the background. So this is the kissing technique, the packaging technique, the smushing technique, whatever you call it. And I did that twice because I did want some areas where it was a little darker, and obviously being an oxide, it does get a bit of a grey tinge to it when it's watered down. And then I've got a stencil that I had. It's a BRD stencil. I went for the patterns, honestly I just picked this one up. It was the first one on top of the pile, but I thought the pattern resembled close to the pattern on a soccer ball. I had a much better stencil that I ended up finding later, but it does the job. And then I've used the exact same ink over the top for this layout. So I've kept the same colours. I haven't used any new colours or anything. So then I've matted this on first some white copy paper just to make that layout pop off the background, and then again I matted it onto a piece of Colour Blast pattern paper from the Graffiti Grunge collection. I just wanted to keep the same colours. I just wanted to go with the black and white monochromatic. And then I was going to attach it, and then I thought, what if I did a little stenciling in the background? And I love this stencil because it's sort of like a big target. It definitely draws your eye into that photo. So I decided to apply this over the top of all that mixed media going on to sort of draw your eye in. Now, I used a light modelling paste instead of a heavy modelling paste. So it's a lot lighter, it's a lot fluffier, and it's not as stark white as you can see. So it's definitely letting some of that colour seep in because it's on top of a reactive ink. But not only that, it's the composition of it means it's not as stark and white as a normal modelling paste that you'd use. So it's very light, very fluffy. Takes me a few goes to figure out which way was up because it turns out I haven't scented everything. So yeah, that is what I decided to do. As you can see, it's not overly noticeable. I'm thinking maybe I should have used a regular modelling paste, but it's done. I don't hate it. I did think about going around some of the lines with some paint pens, but I was too impatient to wait for it to dry enough, so I didn't do that. So to bring in some more of that black and just some more texture, I decided to use my Cuttlebug, my die cutting machine. I very rarely actually die cut. I have heaps of dies, but yeah, it's just one of those things I don't use often. Maybe I should pull it out more often. And I found this die. This is another BRD die, and I decided to layer it behind my photo just to sort of make a matte. Now I'm cheating. I'm not putting this entirely behind. I'm just tucking it into the four sides, and it looks like I have it layered underneath. I'm very happy with my placement, but then of course I have to attach it somehow. So when I move things, I never get them back in the right place. I've mentioned that in past videos. If I was to pick all this up and attempt to put it back down in the same place, that would not happen. So what I do is I end up picking up my photo and gluing that on top of all of this and hoping for the best. I do use some foam to pop up my photo because I wanted some dimension, and I also I wanted dimension, and I wanted to be able to tuck those pieces behind my photo. So I've put some foam on it, and then I've put a lot of glue, and then I'm sticking this on top of those die cut pieces and hoping that it glues them down. And then, just to be extra sure, I'm gonna staple most of the edges just in a few places. I love adding staples. Not only is it great for things like this when, it's hard to adhere, but I also love the fact that it works as sort of another design embellishment type thing. Like especially on boy layouts, I find I really enjoy using staples. And it's great for, when you're lazy like me and don't want to use glue. Wait till you see what I do in a minute. So trying to weigh this photo down so it sticks, I'm using all of the tubs, all the things. It's 2 modeling paste, a gel matte medium. Yeah, lots of fun. So working out what I'm going to embellish and things like that, I thought I'd get stuck, but surprisingly I went with it, and I found some of these. I get inspired a lot by things I see on Facebook and Instagram. And in a few of the groups I'm on, a lot of people are using the Charms Creations charms. And I have a collection of these, and I haven't used them. I found them hard to adhere in the past. Then I worked out good old stapler, which is exactly what I did for the star down the bottom. I used the stapler. So I just stapled that in the bottom. I also did use a bit more of that die cut piece to make a little cluster down the bottom. And that's where I've decided to put my title. So I'm going to just keep it nice and simple and just call it Soccer Star, obviously because I've got the star there. And I'm going to use these Kaiser Craft stickers, and that's just going to be my title. Now, up on the photo on the left corner, I decided to attach a one of the Charms Creations arrows as well. And I'm rediscovering my phrase stickers, and this one says "that face" because Will always has very passionate faces in the photos I tend to take of him at soccer, and I just thought it was rather suiting. And I've also applied attached that on top of some cheesecloth just to give it a little bit of texture and another sort of layer of colour to break away from all that black in the background. So this would probably have to be the first time I've ever just gone plain black. I was going to say monochromatic, but I have done monochromatic in the past, but going just black and white, I don't think I've ever done that. And I think it's had the desired effect. It definitely makes that photo pop, because as you can see for this photo, trying to pick a color scheme that would suit would have really, but I think the black and white really works. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you think it was a good idea. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll be back real soon with a new video. Bye for now.